All right, welcome back, students. Today we're going to be doing the quiz review. So you should have this done and handed in, and we'll be doing the review today. All right. Identify the degree, leading coefficient of the polynomial, and classify. So we need degree, we need leading coefficient, and we need the classification. So this one we have a degree of 4. The leading coefficient is -6, and it is a monomial. Okay. Number 2. So if I were to rewrite this in standard form, that would be my first one. So my degree is 2. My leading coefficient would be 1 because it's 1g squared. So if I were to rewrite this, it would be g squared minus 2g plus 4. So this is my degree, my leading coefficient. And 1, 2, 3, there's 3 numbers, so it's a trinomial. All right, I've got a degree of 3. I have got a leading coefficient of 1/4. And I have a binomial. Okay, I'm going to separate these, every other one. I'm going to highlight so that we can see these easier. All right, and number 4. If I were to rewrite this in standard form, I would have the 2a to the 4th first. So my degree is 4. My leading coefficient is 2. And it is a 1, 2, 3, a trinomial. All right. These ones might get a little crowded, so I may do the work on another piece of paper. You can just follow along. So number 5, I've got, well, this one I can do here. So I've got my common. And so 3x squared minus x squared, that's 2x squared. Then I have 7 and 2. That's 2x squared plus 9. Now, when I have a negative here, I have to add the opposite. So I'm going to do that one on a piece of paper. So I've got -4n squared plus 2n, and then I'm going to add the opposite, -n squared plus 5. So if you notice, I added, so subtracting, I added, and then my positive becomes negative, my negative becomes positive. So I have -4n squared minus n squared, so that's -5n squared. And then my other like term, oh, I don't have other like terms. The 2n is not like the 5, so my 2n and my 5. So I get 5n squared plus 2n plus 5. 5 negative 5n squared plus 2n plus 5. All right, next up we've got number 7. Okay, this is another one where I'm going to add the opposite. So I have this one, I leave the same, -2h squared plus 2h. And I'm going to add the opposite. So I have -2h squared positive 5h negative 12. So a -2h squared and a -2h squared is -4h squared. And I have my 2h and 5h, that's plus 7h. And then I don't have anything like with that, so it's just a -12. So I'll write that in for number 7. -4h squared plus 7h minus 12. Okay. Number 8. So we've got addition. So we've got m squared and m squared. So a -2 and a +1. So that's -1 m squared. So I don't need the 1 if it's just -1. We have an mn and a -mn, -2mn. So that gives us -2, +1, -1 mn. And then, oh, wait a second. No, that's right. Okay. And then we have an n squared, which there's nothing over here. That's the same. So we have an n squared. So we have a -m squared minus mn plus n squared. So I'm going to write that for number 8. -m squared minus mn plus n squared. All right. Number 9, find the product. Product, you'll recall, is multiplication. So for number 9, I'm going to go ahead and do, since I know I get it right pretty much every time, except for that one negative that you guys caught, I'm going to do boxcar tool method. So x and 5, x and 4, and x squared, 4x, 5x, and 20. X squared plus 4x plus 5x plus 20. I can combine my like terms. You get x squared plus 9x plus 20. So we'll put that in for number 9. X squared plus 9x plus 20. All right, number 10. 4 minus 2d times 3d minus 7. I'll write a little bit bigger because I think my numbers are going to get a little bit bigger. Just to mix things up, I'm going to put this on the top. 4 negative 2d, and I'm going to put 3d minus 7. All right, so I get 12d negative 28 negative 6d squared 14d. Now, no matter how I put it, I still have to write it in standard form. So I'm going to go with my squared first. So I have negative 6d squared plus 12d plus 14d minus 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have negative 6d squared plus 26d minus 28. Put that in for number 10. Negative 6d squared plus 26d minus 28. All right, moving on to number 11. Okay, we have a longer one. So we have y plus 6. So binomial times a trinomial. So I've got the 2 on this side, so it's y and 6. Got the 3 up here. Y squared, 3y, negative 4. So y squared times y, don't forget that's y to the third now. Y squared times 6 is 6y squared. 3y times y is 3y squared. 18y, negative 4y, negative 24. So let's write that down. I got y to the third plus 3y squared minus 4y plus 6y squared plus 18y minus 24. So let's do y to the third, that's by itself, and then I have 3y squared, 6y squared, 9y squared, and then I have a negative 4y and an 18y. So negative 4, positive 18, that's a positive 14y minus 24. And that is number 11. So we have y third plus 9y squared plus 14y minus 24. All right, and then the last of these products, we're going to do number 12. We get 5z minus 3 times 5z plus 3. Now, if you figured out the special, the uniqueness of this, you can do it easier. If you haven't, if you figured out the pattern, you can do it easier. But if you haven't, that's fine. You can still do it with boxcar trolls and you'll get the same answer. 25z squared plus 15z minus 15z minus 9. So 25z squared plus 15z minus 15z minus 9. Plus 15 minus 15, that cancel out. So I'm left with 25z squared minus 9. That's it. So that's number 12. 25z squared minus 9. All right, 13. Solve the equation. So these are cool because these ones we have to factor and then solve. So if I have 3x squared minus 12x equals 0, my first step is to factor. What do I have in common in both of these? Well, I've got an x in both of them. So this has 2 x's, this has 1x, so I could pull out 1x. And then they are both divisible by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Negative 12 divided by 3 is negative 4. So I could pull out a 3 also. So just to get different colors in here, since I'm taking out a 3x, I'm going to divide by 3x. 3 divided by 3 is 1. X squared divided by x is x. Do I need that 1? No, I don't need it. If I don't want it, I don't need it. And actually, I don't like it. Minus 12 divided by 3 is 4. X divided by x is just 1. So I've got my 4. So there it is. 3x times x minus 4 equals 0. Well, to solve, I can set these up in two different equations. 3x equals 0, or x minus 4 equals 0. Divided by 3, I get x equals 0. 0 thirds is 0. Here I add 4. Now please, again, make sure you show your work. I know that's easy. I know you can look at this and say, oh, x equals a positive 4. But I would like to see this work. In order to get credit, make sure you have this work so that each step you know you're getting the correct answer. So that's number 13. So I have 13, and I have x equals 0, and x equals 4. 14. I have 6 minus y times 6 minus y, 0. So separate them into equations. Now, the reason I know they're exactly the same, but I'm doing this is because there was one in our homework that looked very similar, and some folks only did it once, and they got it incorrect. So we're just going to, oops, so I'm going to subtract 6 from this side. So I get negative y equals negative 6. Well, I can't have a negative y, so I need to multiply the whole thing by negative 1. So I get y equals 6. Minus 6 on both sides, negative y equals negative 6. Oh, same thing. Can't have negative y, so I have to multiply everything by negative 1. So I get y equals 6. So sure enough, y equals 6. It's the same. I only need to write it down. I only need to write it down once. Y equals 6. All right. So 2 more to solve. Check out number 15. We have 4p plus 3 times 2p minus 5 times p plus 2 equals 0. All right. So I actually have 3 potential solutions. So I have 4p plus 3 equals 0. I have 2p minus 5 equals 0. And I have p plus 2 equals 0. So I have 3 potential solutions. So again, please make sure you do the work. Divide by 4, I get p equals negative 3/4. For here, I'm going to add 5 to both sides. 2p equals 5. Divide by 2, and I get p equals 5/2. And right here, subtract 2. P equals negative 2. Oh, done. So I have p equals negative 3/4, p equals 5/2, and p equals negative 2. Number 15. P equals negative 3/4. P equals 5/2, and P equals negative 2. All right, and the last one you're required to do is number 16. So for this one, I have 5y times y minus 9 times 3y plus 2 equals 0. Again, 1, 2, 3 different equations. 5y equals 0. Y minus 9 equals 0. And 3y plus 2 equals 0. So for this one, I solve by dividing both sides by 5. 0/5 is 0. This one, let's add 9 to both sides. So I get y independent by itself. I get y equals 9. This one, we'll subtract 2 from both sides. So we get 3y equals negative 2. To get the y independent, I divide by 3. So I get y equals negative 2/3. There you go, number 16. Y equals 0, y equals 9, y equals negative 2/3. All right, make sure you have all the correct answers on yours. Make sure you show all of the work, and then you can hand it in. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And